Good morning. How you doing, my family and friends? So in life, it's two type of mentalities. It's the mentality they're always trying to save a buck, and the flip side of that is the mentality that says, nah, I want the best. So you can either focus on how you're gonna spend less, how you're gonna cut costs, how you're gonna pay less, how you're gonna save more, or you can focus on how I'm gonna make more, how I'm gonna spend more, and how I'm gonna constantly upgrade. So you gotta pick and choose which one you're really gonna focus on. Me, I'd rather focus on how I'm gonna upgrade, how I'm gonna elevate, how I'm gonna move ahead, how I'm gonna be in a position where I can spend more. I don't wanna cut costs. I don't wanna always be watching what I do and watching how much I spend and watching how much this costs. Nah, because it's two different mentalities, it's two different lifestyles. There's people that they live on the left side of the menu where sky's the limit. But that's because in their brain, they constantly thinking how to diversify and how to develop and create multiple streams of income. You know, that's how you build wealth, when you got money coming in from different lanes, from different avenues, doing different things. You know, as opposed to, oh, I'm not gonna go ahead and do this because this might happen, or this is a risky move, or I don't know if I could do it. Oh, look what they told me about what I was trying to do. You gotta drown out the noise at this point. Because if you're not careful, your whole life will consist of always getting used cars and living in tenements and always shopping at the outlets, and you know, and then and a fine meal would be when we go to BBQs. There's nothing wrong with going to these places and doing these things, but I've been doing it the whole time. But my mind is constantly on how I'm gonna elevate, how I'm gonna grow, how I'm gonna expand, how this is not the norm. In my mind, I'm like, that's the norm. You know, how I'm gonna get a penthouse in a high rise, how I'm gonna get a house on the beach, you know, how I'm gonna get the exotic cars, expose my children to that. And you know, it's not that, you know, because the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. So we're not trying to love money, but we are trying to love life, and we are trying to do better, and we are trying to evolve. Because if you're not careful, man, you just become a person that's lazy, that's content to settle for what they hand you. And now I'm not doing that, because then you put your destiny in the hands of, you know, your employer, the government, you know, somebody else is gonna be responsible for the things I do and what I get and how I live. And that's my responsibility. It all starts with how I perceive things, my awareness of my surroundings, and you know, what I imagine in my mind. So I gotta forecast the correct vision, and that's a choice. I'd rather forecast a vision that's gonna have me in a whole different lane of lifestyle than forecast a vision that's constantly settling. Nah, man, nah. We gotta be able to take exotic vacations. The world is big, and there's millions of people that choose to have one mentality or other. So it comes down to, what mentality am I gonna choose to have? So since I wanna upgrade, right? Today's the day after July 4th. Where I'm at, I'm back at it right now. I could have easily took a 4-day weekend, because they said it's up to you how you want to do. So look, I could have took the rest, you know, but no, I want to upgrade, and I'm gonna go get it. Cause you gotta be relentless with this. You gotta be relentless with this, man. You gotta chase it down. It's not gonna be handed to you. You know, some people, they have the fortunate that they'll play a ticket, hit the lottery, and bang, you know, it's handed to them that way. But that's not the case, and I'm not gonna put my destiny and my future in the hands of a lottery ticket. Or I'm not gonna leave it up to fate whether it's gonna happen or not. You gotta fight, and you gotta go out swinging. You gotta go out swinging, man. You know, however that looks. I gotta try to develop myself, and I gotta try to grow and become what I want to be. I gotta become that. You know, however that looks, whatever I gotta do. And this is part of it right now. Getting up at 4 in the morning the day after the 4th of July. This is part of it right here. Because I'm gonna be able to look back later on from the mountaintop and say this is what it took for me to get here. You know, these are the sacrifices I needed to make. And at least my kids, they've seen what it takes. Because they've seen my dedication, they see my perseverance, they see my persistence, and I'm letting them know, look, this is how it is. This is what has to happen right here. Even though I'm giving them everything, but at the same time, I'm showing them how I'm getting it. So they could be aware and they could know. And God willing, that seed is planted in them already. You know, so they could know, nah, this is what my dad had to do. So, you know, with that being said, man, I'm just coming on to encourage. And life is good and it's a blessing, man. Let's get it. Once upon a time felon, unashamed for Christ, forever saved.